Great Britain was a ruthless empire. The colonies made it rich, it controlled them, sometimes by military, at other times in collusion with other Western powers, yet it bowed to the moral powers of Mahatma Gandhi. Why? Why would a beast let a prey go for its charms? Are we to believe that a lion forgot the jungle code of might is right? Or Mahatma Gandhi was just a mean for a larger goal of Great Britain? Welcome to this new edition of WiseHeads, a show which questions the peddled narratives we read in newspapers and books. I am your host, Ashish Shukla. I wish you to look closely at the interplay between the British Empire and Indian National Congress. In this interplay, Mahatma Gandhi was a go-to man for negotiations once he returned from South Africa in 1915. First, let me say a few words on how empires work. Imperialism initially took out the raw materials of colonies and exported them home. People at home bought and traded these goods within themselves. Life became easy and pleasant. People got rich and wealthy. But after some time, imperialist nations wanted more profits. So they decided that colonies not only be exploited for their slaves and resources, the colonies also ought to become the market in which they would sell the goods produced. In other words, the colonies first lost resources and then bought the finished product from their own pockets. Cool, isn't it? But the empires then soon began to worry. It no longer could afford to crush the local population with its guns and artillery. If the local people got wise and say refused to buy goods, or God forbids, even don't let you out their resources, what would you do? You can't use military for the capitalist classes you have would create a trouble. Trade would go burst, life of plenty would go put. Then how do you ensure that local people remained calm, behave exactly as you wanted them to behave, and life could go on as usual? The answer to this vexing problem was to create a tolerant local leader and moderate political parties. These leaders and political parties were asked what do they want. Once they made their demands, the empires would ask them, let's sit and negotiate. Let's hear each other out and give space to each other. Once the local population sees that the masters are negotiating with these leaders and political parties, they become people's hopes. These leaders and political parties are mindful they owe their glowing stature to the respect which the empires are affording them. In due course, these leaders and parties stop reflecting on what the people demand. Instead, they start accommodating what the empires want. These leaders make inane speeches, inane demands. Sometimes it's a strike, work in factories are stopped, foreign clothes are burned, but the substantial question of independence is never pressed. Their talks have no substance, no political agenda. It's a vague talk full of minimal demands. These leaders raise people's hopes but never talk of subversion. Since they look the same, speak the same, the masses repose their trust in them. Excitement is raised by show of force in public meetings, the police presence, the national coverage, and masses feel as if something is happening. But nothing happens since the leaders keep telling the audience to have patience, keep calm. Such conduct of leaders serves the empire and not the people. The empire also cleverly uses religion to move masses. They prefer a leader who is saintly, who offers the other cheek when hit on one, who professes non-violence, who didn't mind if you spat on them or trampled them. Such leaders are held as examples for local people to follow. They are spoken about like a god around the length and breadth of empire. Local people who might have nursed the hope of rebellion now take their leaders' conduct as a model one to follow. Such leaders allow the anger of people to dissipate, just like a pressure cooker lets the steam off when the vessel can't control the heat. But then there are always militants within the rank of a political party. They demand something more drastic, more dramatic, even if it means resorting to violence. These revolutionaries are not happy with this farce of national independence. They retort, have angry outbursts, and speak of blood and violence, which soon antagonize the party machine. Soon enough, such leaders are shunned within the ranks. They are either gradually isolated or removed altogether. And soon enough, the empire weeds them out by either arresting or assassinating them. Sometimes such leaders are arrested, but these arrests are never terrible. It just assures the people that their leaders are giving their lives for their own welfare. It gives such leaders credibility. But after some time, after some fast unto death drama, these leaders are released. The masses are happy. There is dancing on the street. Masses feel their leaders have made the empire bow down to their will. In the inexorable march of history, nations do get independence, as the Indians did in 1947, but it's a truth that in most of these newly independent countries, nothing changes. Just the elites of empire are replaced by the elites of home. Masses are still downtrodden. The only difference is that it was the empires whom they initially bowed to. Now it's their own in front of whom they cower. Those whom they had trusted with heart and mind. Meanwhile, the timidity of these leaders could break your land in pieces, like it happened with India, which had lost 33% of its land, which is now Pakistan and Bangladesh. The above narration could make you identify with Congress here, a Mahatma Gandhi there, a Subhash Chandra Bose here, a Sardar Patel there, but the truth is, in the end, the empires got what it wanted. It could exploit the resources of a nation and use its men in wars while lolling at home in wealth and luxury. What they wanted to avoid with its military, they got it with the creation of their own, who became leaders and political parties of masses. That's all in today's edition of WiseHeads. Hope you liked it. It's your host Ashish Shukla now holding you by. Keep healthy, keep strong, and keep watching. Keep subscribing to WiseHeads. We meet soon. Till then, bye-bye.